this about the oil production under Barack Obama. This is from Forbes. It says there is a great irony that spans the presidential terms of George W. Bush and Barack Obama. President Bush, widely viewed as a Texas oil man, presided over 8 straight years of declining U.S. crude oil production. In the year 2000, if the world is still alive, in the year 2000, just before President Bush took office, U.S. crude oil production averaged 5.8 million barrels per day. According to the during President Bush's last year in office, U.S. crude oil production averaged 5 million barrels per day. So it went from 5.8 million to 5 million. So it went down 800,000 barrels in his during his presidency. The irony is that President Obama, who's not viewed as a friend of the oil and gas industry, has presided over rising oil production in each of the 7 years he has been in office. This was written in 2015. From the low point in 2008, U.S. oil production has grown each year to reach 9.4 million barrels in 2015, a gain of 88% during Obama's presidency. This is, in fact, the largest domestic oil production increase during any presidency in U.S. history. And that's from Forbes. So that's kind of awkward for President Obama, right? Because his big thing is everybody's screaming about climate change now and how Trump is pulling out of the Paris Accords. And, if Barack Obama is about being responsible and doing the right thing, and if this happened underneath his administration, that would be pretty hypocritical and ironic and exposes him to be a double talker.
Yes, Jimmy, but the other side of that is now all of our domestic energy problems are solved. That's why gas is so cheap here. Oh, wait. Darn it.
So here's Barack Obama talking about it just the other day about the oil production during his presidency. And let's watch how embarrassed he is and how humiliated he is that the biggest and largest surge in oil production in the history of our country happened underneath his presidency.
I was extraordinarily proud of the Paris Accords because, look, I know...
He's extraordinarily proud of the Paris Accord because and people are like, yes, you tried to stop global warming and climate change. Good for you. Yes, he's responsible, not like fucking That's what they're saying. That's what that is. He's very proud. Watch this guy talk out of both sides of his mouth. You want to see it happen? It's going to happen right in front of your eyes.
I know we're an oil country, and we need American energy, and by the way, American energy production. You wouldn't always know it, but it went up every year I was president. And that whole suddenly America's like the biggest oil producer and the biggest that was me, people. I just want you to
I can speak out of both sides of my mouth. Very proud of the Paris Accord, and we had the biggest oil surge. The guy's just a bullshitter, okay? I know he's nice, and he's not as he doesn't appear to be as a big of maniac as the president who preceded him and the president who succeeded him. But he's sitting there giggling in the middle of climate change fucking disaster that's happening. He's sitting there giggling and taking credit for oil production hitting its all-time high, and he's bragging about it and giggling about it. After first saying, I'm really proud of the Paris Accord, and then we fucked it.
In the meantime, you're not going to see him go anywhere near Flint.
No.
And make any kind of statement about how he didn't help.
No.
He does sound so ridiculously nice when he talks, though. Like I almost forgave him for a split second. Like when he was like, "That was me," I was like, "Yeah, it's okay. I know that was you, silly guy."
That's the thing, right? He is such a pretty speaker. Even it's like I know he's got a gift. These guys have gifts. That's why he was president twice. A black guy with a Muslim name. That's why he got he's got a gift.
And once again, Jimmy, you said this, that All of a sudden, when President Trump is in office, he puts an ugly face on what we do in America.
On the horrible stuff that we've been doing all along. Oh my God, do you see him? Do you see Trump? They're gassing people at the border and kids, which is horrible. Guess what? Obama did it too.
Oh, no, you're not saying he used pepper spray.
Oh, that was me.
Gas kids at the border. And those kids who got gassed by Obama should be grateful that they were gassed by the lesser of two evils. So I'm not going to stop doing this, by the way. As long as he's going around doing this shit, I'm not going to stop reminding people it's super important. People, even my hero, Thomas Frank, we had on the show, and he's like, I got to focus on Trump now instead of focusing on the problem that gave us Trump. When both political parties turn their back on the working man and get in bed with the corporations like this, people are desperate. 80% of workers in America live paycheck to paycheck. 50% of all wage earners earn less than $30,000 a year in the richest country in the world. The biggest cause of 30 million people still don't have health care. Everybody else is treading water, worrying that they don't get sick. The biggest cause of bankruptcy is health care. I mean, again. And now they go to Donald Trump. Why? Because these people gave them nothing. Supermajority, complete control of government. You got a right-wing healthcare plan anyway. The same plan we got if Mitt Romney got elected. The same exact fucking plan. That doesn't fix the problem. And so I'm not going to stop reminding people of how absolutely fucking horrible Barack Obama's presidency actually was, even though he talks nice. And this might be a fool's errand because I don't know how many people I've ever convinced. But if you think Barack Obama was a great president, it's because you're not informed. Our next live Jimmy Dore show is February 1st in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our live shows, and please become a premium member if you can. Become a patron. It's the way we support this show because they're coming at us, and we give you bonus. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Check it out. Become a patron. And if you can, make sure you're still subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes a second. Please make sure and click that bell when you subscribe so they'll send you a note.